Welcome back, guys. I have received some questions in regards to a fire making kit, so I thought I'd show you one of my more comprehensive fire making packages that I normally carry around when size and weight really isn't a huge concern. This kit pretty much is all encompassing when it comes to creating any type of fire in any type of weather condition, and let's just dive right in. As you can see here, this is the Maxpedition the Edc Packs. They come in all different colors, some different shapes, larger sizes, smaller sizes. These are awesome for everything. Anything that requires organization, I use these for, and they are extremely tough, durable, and they have very nice storage ability, which I'll show you inside in a second. But it also has the MOLLE webbing attachment points in the back. These are add-on straps that I just put on for attachment to MOLLE webbing. Has a nice, very secure handle on there. The entire packaging, it's water resistant, I'd call it. It's definitely not waterproof. If you were to submerge it in water, it would definitely fill up. However, this will keep out most of your rain waters, even if it's heavy blowing rain. Don't have to worry about any of that. Same with snow, don't have to really worry about any of that. But I do waterproof everything inside of here on top of that, because I love the waterproof things. Has a nice little extra little carry pouch in here in case you want to put some instructions or some smaller items on the exterior of the package. Has a little Velcro patch so you can label it with if you want to put a fire making kit, or if you were to use this as like a medical blowout kit, which I also use these for. You can put like a medical cross in the front here. Whatever you want to do. It's a very versatile pack. They cost about $20. Great place to buy them is eBay. And they're just awesome for pretty much anything you want to use them for. So the dual zippers on here, easy to get into. And here is the kit. First thing you may notice, let's just cover it right away, Silume 30-minute light stick. If you watch my channel, you know I love Silume light sticks. Chem lights, they are great. The 30-minute ones especially are amazing for whatever you need to use them for. They give you 30 minutes of high intensity light followed by about 4 hours of standard 8-hour glow stick light. So when you absolutely can't see what you're doing, last resort, you don't have a flashlight, you don't have anything, one of these goes a long way. Okay, I'll leave that in here. But next thing you're going to see here, great all-purpose. This is one of those Swedish fire steels, Fire Steel 2, standard striker, standard Vercian rod. I mean, it's a great multi-purpose tool. Everything in this kit can be lit by this tool right here. They come in all different colors. I think they cost around 15 bucks. Money well spent. Normally I don't really use this. This is a backup to main lighting sources. This is nice to have in case it's extremely wet outside or your main lighting sources are destroyed or compromised in some way by either water or snow or who knows. These are nice to have. You know, I don't recommend this being your primary fire source because it's pretty hard to beat a lighter, but it's nice to have one of these guys. Then we go into other types of ignition. We have two packages. I'm not going to open this up, but I can show you. I have some extra ones here. These are just standard MRE water resistant matches made for humid and damp climates. These are outstanding matches for just being in a matchbook like this. There are two of them taped up, highly secured. I mean, this, I don't know what it would be rated to, water depths, but it's in a 5mm bag, sealed up with vinyl tape on top of the seals. This is not going to be breached by water. So if you absolutely need a match, last resort, these are the matches that I would dig for. Same with matches. We have a tube of the storm matches. These are lifeboat matches. These are outstanding matches. Let me pull them out here. Once you open the container and you use one of them, the cap becomes very loose, so they're not a watertight container as they are when You have the cap, a brand new package. There's a seal that goes around the outside here, and they are completely secure from water. So as soon as you open it, however, this cap just falls right off. The seal is terrible on there, so it's good to have that in a sturdy plastic bag. There's 25 inside this container. They're relatively inexpensive, a couple dollars. They have a cotton ball on the bottom to prevent accidental ignitions, and you have 2 striking surfaces in the bottom and the top. Okay, they burn very hot for a decent amount of time, and they are a great all-purpose match. Whether it's storming or the snow's coming down very heavily, whatever you need them to do, they'll be there for you. I got a couple Ranger bands just tied around the side here, just wrapped around 2 of them, just because they are a very good and long burning item in case you really need to get a fire going in an emergency. Got a couple Ranger bands on there. Next source of ignition, the primary one I always go to and has never failed me, a standard Vic Lighter. Don't buy the cheap lighters that you can, turn into a cracked torch and get the flame 20 miles high. You don't need those. The wheels on those pop off, and the flint is under a spring pressure, so that fires off, and if you're in the wilderness, you're never going to find that flint again. So go with a Vic Lighter, and one that you can see through easily to see how much liquid is inside there is a plus. But these have never failed me. I use these more than I use anything else. I mean, if it gets wet, they can become compromised. However, if you just blow in them a few times and spin the wheel a few times, and if you get enough flint powder in there, just grinding down from the wheel, you can normally get an ignition off of these, even after being submerged in water. So these really have never failed me. Normally I have 2 of them in this kit. I pulled one out for another kit for something I was using. However, these are amazing. I have this is a Kershaw. This is the Oh So Sweet knife. Just a quick little knife in case you need to, cut any wood or anything, or, who knows, a knife comes in handy. And if this is the only kit that I have, and for some reason my primary knife is compromised, I have a backup knife, a very good knife, inside this package. Underneath here, I have 2 just standard tea candles here. These don't burn for very long. I mean, there's not much to them. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone's familiar with a little standard tea candle. But they do provide a decent amount of heat. You'd be surprised if you were to enclose yourself in a small shelter with one of these with some sort of reflective surface, and you light this inside of there. It provides a tremendous amount of heat for being how small it is. So if you're in real trouble, these could potentially save your life, or these can just make it easier to get a fire going. There's a lot of different uses for them. A lot of people say to get the wick started before you go out. I don't, because the wick gets very brittle when you get it started. It's much easier to light, however it becomes very brittle. So I like to have the fresh wick on there. I got plenty of fire options that I can easily melt that down. I'm not worried about that at all, and light these pretty much instantaneously. So 2 of those in there. Then I have the Strike a Fire matches. These are from Diamond. These are basically just giant matches, okay? These are treated with some sort of accelerant inside this like particle board. The full-size one, they come in a package like this. A full-size stick, which these are not much bigger. I had to cut them down maybe a ½ inch to make them fit. But a full-size stick burns for about 12 minutes. These cut-down size ones burn for about 11 minutes. So, and they produce a ton of heat and a ton of fire that you can light pretty much anything. I mean, you can start some pretty large logs on fire with one of these with no effort. You can strike them, the top here, with a striker pad, so they can be their own ignition source. or you can easily light them with a ferrocene rod, or you can easily light them with a Vic Lighter. Okay. If you want to conserve, you can easily just cut off a little piece of here with that knife, or just snap it off. And I mean, you can, if you don't want 12 minutes of constant burning, you can use little pieces of these to get much bigger fires going. So I mean, these uses, potentially you could get 50 uses out of this package if you conserve these. So I mean, there's a ton of fire making ability right here. And the final thing that we have in this package, and this is pretty much my philosophy on fire making. We live in the modern age. You know, we don't live in a society that has collapsed. We still live in a time where we can secure products that make fire making very easy. So why not buy them? Why not put them in your kit rather than using 20 pounds of jute twine, you know, making your own char cloth? I know how to do all this stuff. However, it's more of a hassle than just spending a couple dollars and buying the Weber charcoal cubes, charcoal lighter cubes. These can be bought in any major retailer. Even like Home Depot has these next to the charcoal briquettes, and they burn for approximately 12 minutes for a full cube, and that's 12 minutes of extreme heat and a very large flame. Even in a high wind situation, even if it's raining, even if it's snowing, these are going to light. Okay, and they will take a light instantaneously. If you put this much flame that quick onto the cube, it's lit. You can light them up with a ferrocene rod. It is more difficult. You may have to grind off a little piece, but it is very easy to light with any source. If you don't want to use all 12 minutes, because it's pretty much overkill for any fire you're going to use, you can easily just grind off. You know, take your knife, shave off a little piece of it, or even just snap off a little piece with your fingers, and you can use, I mean, potentially, again, you probably have 50 uses out of these cubes to create any size fires that you want. They're great for anything. You can even use these inside of a little portable stove. You know, one of these guys previously reviewed. You can burn inside there. And you can store more inside of that stove also. But 3 of them inside this kit, for me, I mean, that's endless uses, really. I mean, with everything I have in here, I use these more than I really use anything else because they're so convenient, they're so inexpensive. In comparison to wet fire, they're almost identically the same product. They both burn the same, really. I mean, they both have the same shelf life, which is indefinite. You store it like this, and they both work in the same conditions. So the only difference being is that wet fire is expensive, where you can get about 36 of these cubes for close to $5, and you can even find them on sale sometimes. These are just made for, you know, getting your grill started, but they work awesome in survival situations. So you can stock up on these for 20 bucks. Will buy you a couple boxes, which will last you a lifetime. Great option. Like I said, we live in the modern age. We don't need to be making char cloth. We don't need to carry around tins full of, you know, biodegradable materials that can take on moisture, that can be ruined by moisture. We can get things like this. Those are great skills to have for the future, and you should definitely practice like that. But for times that I go out, I like the modern convenience of products like this that are so inexpensive that I just can't see any reason why not to use them. Well, guys, that's my fire kit. You know, I don't have, like I said, I don't have any of that char cloth. I don't have twines. I don't have any synthetic materials. I don't collect any of those materials when I go out. I don't need to. You know, if this were a different situation, if I were living in the woods, which I don't plan to ever be, I would start doing those things because I know how to do them. However, I have plenty of supplies like this that to last me a lifetime. Don't need to worry about it. Thanks for watching, guys. Rate, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, please leave a comment, and I will try to answer it the best I can. Thanks for watching, guys.